Alright, hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to do oil and oil filter change for a Volvo XC90 D5 2010 all-wheel drive. There's a few videos out there on a few similar models. This is the model I have, so I wanted to do it specific for this car. There's a few tiny differences, so here we go. First of all, you're going to need your 0W30C2 ACEA oil, either good for A5 or B5, perfect for this application with this Penrose brand. You're going to need your oil filter. I recommend using genuine parts, however I'm using a Ryco filter today with a new gasket for the oil filter canister. This is a 36mm socket, which I need to do mine, however you could probably get away with a small shifter depending on your vehicle. A few attachments for my socket set. The first thing I'm going to do here is measure out 6.2 litres of oil. So this bottle is 7 litres, so it's going to take about 800 mils out of this, and I'll put the rest in. Got a little measuring cup here to help me do that. I'm not lifting the car today, I'm just putting it on 2 jacks. I'm using the recommended jack position and the recommended lifting point, not to lift the car, but just to raise it up a little bit so I can squeeze underneath. So as you can see, I've got the car jacked up just a little bit on both sides. It's not recommended to do it this way. You can use ramps, it's much safer, or a lift or a hoist, but you don't actually need to use the jacks at all. You can squeeze under the car to do this job without jacking up at all. It's just a bit more uncomfortable. So don't lift the car more than that on that plate there. It's not designed to lift the whole car. You can see the tires are still on the ground. I can't get my finger under the tire, so it's not lifting a weight, it's just lifting it a bit. So the sump is one of the easiest things to find on a vehicle, and I've just found that it wants to use my 17mm bit chromium socket, which is about right. I'll show you where to find it. It's really easy, kind of here. Can't really see it, but that's that knob there, that nut there. You'll want to open up the hood bonnet and take off this cosmetic cover. See, I've got this ingenious fishing rod, that's for extra safety. And this is what we're looking for here. Quick tip, you want to do this when the engine is cold because you can get hot oil coming out, so bear that in mind. You don't want hot oil going on your body anywhere. As you can see, a little bit of oil draining there. I made a bit of a mess. That's why it's good to do when it's cooled down. It's really black, so it means it's overdue. Now we're going to move on and work on the filter here. So just grab this one's a 36mm socket I needed to do this. You'll probably use a little shifter if you don't want to spend the money. Fit a little shifter, well, you have to be a big shifter, but you could probably fit it if you need to save that $50 without the tool. So let's go ahead and do that. Came out pretty easy. Just have to remove that little gasket there and put the new one on. Insert the new filter and get that sitting in nice, fastened in the manifold. And that is perfect. Just because we had that excess, just 50mm, I'm only wasting 50mm of that. Well, I could still probably put that with my fresh oil. Doesn't matter. New filter is installed, and this is supposed to be tightened up to 25 Newton meters. I don't have a torque wrench, so I just did it about as tight as it was before I took it off, which is only just tight, like with a ratchet, not by hand, with a ratchet tight. So all we have to do now is find that bolt in amongst the oil, put it back in and fill her up. So you can see just how black this oil is. There is a little gasket here that you are supposed to replace. I don't have one, so we'll see how we go. The gasket on here is actually like a copper thing, so it should be okay. It's not rubber, so it hasn't perished. As long as I didn't tear it to shit, it should be alright. I'm going to pop that back on. It was actually on there so tight I could barely get it off. My 17mm socket isn't perfect. Maybe 16mm or 15mm would be better, but I don't have either of those. So I'm going to do the best I can to get it back on nice and tight now. One plug is back on there nice and tight. It was probably over tight, to be honest, but I got as tight as I could. I don't want to do it. I don't need to do it over tight. Okay, it wasn't leaking. I'll check it over the course of the next few days, every day, and make sure it's not leaking from there. I know it's got another oil leak somewhere, but I'm not adjusting that right now. So now we're just going to fill it up. Fill up back in here. That's it. Then we're done. So that's full. Check for leaks. No leaks. So I'm going to drop the jack now and start it up. If it's leaking, I can still get over there and tighten that thing. I just want to get an accurate reading on the oil, so I have to drop the jacks to do that. Okay. So you can see here on my dipstick, you can't really see the X's, but basically where it is just under full, and that's perfect. So the last step is start it up. See what happens. Here we go. Check for leaks. You might notice a squeaky noise, don't be concerned. No leaks. Honey, it's gas. There might be a little leak. I'm just going to monitor this oil filter for a minute. So no, it's not leaking, just a little residual oil from when I installed it, and I'll monitor it over the next few days, of course, because it's mine, and all good. Unfortunately, I've still got the error messages for requires local service, and I know why the error code's there, but I thought that might go away automatically, but it looks like you have to actually get a computer to do that. So that's step one, basic service, oil filter change, oil change. Thanks guys, see you, bye.